Hi, and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick.
My name is Chris, and Nick, what do we got in store today?
Today, Chris, we have got some fantastic Cardano news. So do stick around for that. We're also going to get into the market, see what's happened there in the last 24 hours. Going to have to look at the Cardano to USD chart. It's going to be fantastic, guys, and we're going to go over just what this news means for Cardano at the end. So do stick around for that. Guys, as always, do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really appreciates it. And if you are new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Chris, shall we jump over to CoinMarketCap and just recap on what's been happening in the last 24 hours?
Yeah, let's do it, Nick. You know I love this project. Let's get straight into it.
Fantastic. Right, here we are on CoinMarketCap. I'm just going to zoom in for you guys because we are on a $675 billion market cap. Trading volumes 161 billion, Bitcoin's dominant 65.8, and at last checking, Chris, 8,055 cryptocurrencies. I imagine that's going to have to dwindle down over the years because that's a lot of cryptocurrencies, and we are only invested in, a handful of them. If I pull this down, I think it's 21 around that number. So we have either got a lot of work on our hands to catch up to 8,055 coins, or some of those are seriously going to have to disappear over the years.
I'm sure they will, Nick.
Absolutely. So what are the main movers for today? Obviously, we've got a couple of reds here, right? So V4 slightly down. We have Fetch AI, Matic, Ren, and Algorand all in the red. Filecoin and Stellar are in the red, but the others are all good and green, right? So some big movements, I guess. We've seen Bitcoin over $24,000 today, so that's a 4% movement there. We have 2% for Ethereum, 1% for XRP, right? And I think Silica had a good movement here at 14% as well. So good numbers depending which products you're in, and obviously API 3 doing really, really well at 28%. So where is Cardano in all this? So Cardano is 1.8%, so actually 1.64%, so 16.7 cents per ADA. Market cap is $5.2 billion, trading volume 581 million USD. And obviously circulating supply for ADA here is at 31.1 billion, total supply 45 billion, maximum supply 45 billion that we know. And if we scoot on down here, the all-time high was $1.33. That was the 4th of January 2018. And I think this is going to get completely smashed in 2021, Chris. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I think there's lots of stuff that's going to be happening for Cardano in the first sort of couple of quarters, really. And I think, yeah, it's going to have some price discovery come off the back of it, I'm sure.
Absolutely. So here is the Cardano to USD chart on the daily, right? So I've put in a fib retracement level. This goes from the low of the 3rd of November, and the high here on the 24th of November, right? And we're right up here, just above the 78% retracement level. So really positive place to be. And we were actually bouncing between two kind of support and resistance lines, right? So we have the 15.9 and we have the 17.1, right? So we're just firmly in there. Two green candles in the last 2 days with a red sandwiching between the leg up, right? So really want to see if we can pierce through that 17.1. I know we had it a couple of days ago, but by selling pressure was too much, it came down. But nonetheless, it's looking like a pretty good place to be at the moment, and we'll pierce through here. And when we do so, we'll be looking at some of these much higher levels, such as 24 cents, right? Moving much upwards towards 39. So really keen to see how that plays out. Now, one thing I did want to kind of show you guys was if we actually scale this out a little bit and throw in some trend lines, we can see some pretty good and interesting pieces of information, right? So we have a trend line. I should probably put that there, which is pretty strong, right, in terms of that. And also, if we were to go and paint another one, we'd probably have to do it in this kind of range, I would have thought, somewhere up here, like that. So we end up with this kind of, I guess, channel that we're kind of trading in, right? So quite a vast one. We'll see if that narrows down over time. Really interested to see how that plays out as well. But looking at it, when you're zoomed in slightly more, you can see that we have the resistance and support lines. We also have the trend and moving in an upward direction, which is really positive as well. The other thing to point out on this daily chart here is the MACD is looking pretty positive with the blue above the red. The RSI, which has been adapted, so not the 30 and 70 do not exist in this one. I've just marked the 50. This shows us the buy-in trends, right? So this is looking pretty good up here as well. The stochastic here is then showing us whether it's oversold, overbought, etc. And we're up at the high end here, so imagine maybe we'll have a red candle printing shortly as we kind of come back down before printing green again. So good indicator of what's to come from that point of view. So Chris, anything you want to talk about on charts before we dive into this amazing news for Cardano?
No, nothing I'm going to add, Nick.
Fantastic. So here we are, right? So Cardano is building bridges to Ethereum with the new KEVM testnet. So let's go through some history here, right? So Cardano is launching the K-Ethereum virtual machine to build a bridge with the leading smart contract platform developers, right? So it's targeting the developers for Ethereum, right? And it wants to bring those developers over to Cardano. So Charles Hoskinson is the founder of Cardano and the CEO of 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘𝗧𝗏. He was also the co-founder of Ethereum, so he knows Ethereum pretty well. So let's go through a little bit of history of that. So disagreements over Ethereum's direction led Hoskinson to create Cardano, taking more of an academic approach to its development and fixing the notorious problems that we've seen with Ethereum over the years: scalability, gas fees, and outages and various bugs in the code, right? So he's really taken a step back and taken his time to take an academic approach to building Cardano, and I have to say I'm incredibly impressed so far. So Cardano launched after Ethereum, so Ethereum is obviously first, and is taking its time to get things right, as I just said. The platform is only now gearing up to support smart contracts, and that's kind of part of its Goguen era, and is aiming to entice the developers to jump ship, right? So this is where the KEVM testnet jumps in, and it supports full backwards capability with Ethereum. So programs that are written in Solidity, and that is Ethereum's primary language, must first be compiled into EVM bytecode to run in the KEVM. So developers can now write applications for Cardano in Solidity, EVM code, or Glow, another high-level language developed by MUKN. I'm going to go with Muken. I'm not sure if that's right or wrong, but I'm going to go with that. And here's a comment from Hoskinson himself, right? So with the launch of the KEVM DevNet, smart contract development for the Cardano platform has now begun. Our deep commitment to interoperability is what has led us to develop a series of on-ramps into developing applications for the Cardano platform, allowing developers proficient in blockchain development languages not native to Cardano to continue to write or to port their existing smart contracts into the platform. Large-scale adoption of blockchain will be dependent on interoperability, and that has driven our development of tools that allow developers to continue to write smart contracts in development languages they are familiar with. This is this is just a first step, as the functionality will be further extended soon with the launch of 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗪 DevNet, right? Which will allow smart contracts to be written for Cardano in the world's most popular non-blockchain development languages. And that is absolutely massive. And we've spoken about that a few times, Chris, but the ability to write blockchain applications in some of those most popular development languages outside of blockchain is absolutely massive. The developer pool just expands massively. So lots going on there. Cardano has lots of catching up to do in order to match the sheer number of dApps, decentralized applications, and transactions that take place on Ethereum. But the entire space is still young, and it only takes some big players to jump ship for the competition to heat up, right? So earlier this year, SingularityNet, a decentralized AI project led by legendary Dr. Ben I'm going to butcher his last name, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say Dr. Ben, announced that it had begun shifting over from Ethereum to Cardano. So one of the reasons cited by SingularityNet for exploring Cardano is potential synergies between SingularityNet Cardano and the OpenCog 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏 initiative, which focuses on creating a more scalable, flexible, and usable successor to the current OpenCog AGI R&D platform. So, SingularityNet, they obviously have a comments here as well. I'm not going to go into that, but basically, they had serious issues with understanding the scalability, whether Ethereum 2.0 was going to fail, all that kind of stuff, right? So really, really good stuff to see that they, moved it over to Cardano. And phase 0 of Ethereum 2.0 launched earlier this year, making a switch from proof of stake consensus or to a proof of stake consensus. So, however, the full rollout of Ethereum 2.0 is expected to take several years, and that's the problem, and that's the opportunity for Cardano at the same time, right? So, Ethereum being relatively slow in pushing that out basically gives Cardano the perfect window to attack, right? And I see, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, if you disagree at any point, but what Charles Hoskinson's done is basically create almost like a full frontal attack against Ethereum, and the way that they can just pull over using an ERC20 converter, just take those contracts straight over to the EVM sidechain on Cardano. Lots of different ways that basically people can leave Ethereum and join Cardano. It's absolutely like testament to what's being done there. So the launch of the KEVM testnet is the start of a journey which, if all goes to plan, will now achieve in a matter of months what Ethereum plans to do in years, and it's absolutely fantastic. So 𝗖𝗢𝗪𝗏, the main developers of Cardano, has warned that full capability with the EVM is convenient and attractive to many experienced developers familiar with Ethereum, but KEVM inevitably will also inherit the EVM's weaknesses. A more advanced and secure alternative called the 𝗕𝗓𝗪 virtual machine is being developed by 𝗖𝗢𝗪𝗏 partners Runtime Verification, and 𝗕𝗓𝗪 claims to eliminate many of the EVM's vulnerabilities and is also register-based to make it easier for developers to write 𝗕𝗓𝗪 bytecode directly as an assembly language. 𝗕𝗓𝗪 was designed to be human readable and address the security and correctness concerns in Ethereum. So lots going on, lots of really positive Cardano news there, Chris. What's your takeaways on all of this?
Yeah, the same as yours, really, Nick. We're completely aligned on this one. It is a fantastic project. I do fear for Ethereum, but my thoughts on Ethereum. I think they're going to do really well before things start to go a bit sideways, and that's purely down to the aggressiveness in which the management team of Cardano are really progressing and moving forward. So yeah, really bullish on this project and frantically rushing to position myself better in this particular project.
Absolutely. So guys, if you found this useful and informative, do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really appreciates it. I really appreciate it, and I think the whole cheeky crypto community appreciates it also. And if you are new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with that said, we hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, take care.